In a world of fake news, we bring you up-to-the-minute factual inaccuracy and a heavy dose of moral truth. With your hosts, Kyle Mann and Ethan Nicole. This is the Babylon Bee. Fake news you can trust.
Welcome to the first ever public Babylon Bee videotaped podcast.
Wow.
Videotaped. What year is this?
Videotaped. We're in one of those VCR movies now.
Yeah. This is available on Betamax and Laserdisc.
So it's an oddly naked feeling knowing that the internet can see us now. We have been posting videos to our subscribers. We might put some of those up, but this is our first official episode. And it's a little bit of a different episode because it's Mother's Day.
Yep.
So we have a special guest here.
We have a special guest host, my mom, Diane Mann.
Mom, your
Welcome.
mom.
Thank you.
I can't make your mom jokes anymore.
Yeah.
I always make them.
You have to wait till she leaves.
Yeah.
And then later on, she's going to be our interviewee along with
My mom's coming on.
Ethan's mom, who had to Skype in. So
Yeah. Amazingly, the Skype went well.
the Skype went fine. Yeah.
Better than I guess we just talked to someone else. It didn't go so well. So yeah, we're going to talk moms. This is our first. I just wanted, I'm sorry that you all had mental images of what we looked like, and I know that we're shattering that right now. We had one email that said that they thought that I was a giant muscular guy with red hair, and I'm not at all. I mean, I have kind of reddish hair.
They pictured Ethan like...
And I am giant, but I'm not muscular.
They pictured him like some Braveheart warrior.
Yeah.
Like giant muscles and red beard.
And my voice that cracks all the time, you'd think they wouldn't... Why would they get that image? I don't know.
You're always talking about punching bears and stuff. And
yeah. That's true.
You talk a big game.
My false masculinity.
Talk a big game.
Underneath all this, there's a very masculine guy. Somewhere underneath all these layers of emotion.
And love.
So, yeah.
Well, everybody, this is a podcast where we cover the news, and we do that by reading you Babylon Bee stories, which is the most accurate way to get your news.
We don't really cover, we just kind of...
No, it's, well, I mean,
this
is how people get their news now.
Some people do, yeah.
And
I feel sorry for you.
That's how we encourage you to get the news.
Yeah. So we'll dive in to some weird news.
Let's do it.
Oh, no. We're diving into stuff that's good.
Stuff that's good.
But now, this week's edition of Stuff That's Good.
So my stuff that's good this week
is good, Kyle?
Disc golf.
You like broad things.
Well, I could recommend a very specific disc golf disc.
Yeah, an exact disc.
And I would recommend Innova's Star Destroyer.
Okay.
That's my favorite disc.
Sounds violent.
Also, the Champion T-Bird by Innova. Okay. It's a very good beginner disc, and I would recommend it.
Okay.
My parents actually got me a disc golf basket for Christmas or my birthday or something, and so I like having that out in the yard, and I just go putt. Anyway, so this is kind of people are returning to outside, and they're starting to experience the sunshine and everything. And disc golf is great because it is socially distant. You're out there kind of in the middle of this course by yourself. It's pretty much free. It's out of all the sports, it's like one that costs basically nothing. You get a disc for $10 at Big Five, and you're good. You can play the whole course with certain discs, like the Champion T-Bird I mentioned, or the Shark. The Innova Shark is a great disc. And it's such a great community because a lot of sports you have to go in and you have to be really good. And this one, it's like you don't. Can you like kind of throw a frisbee? You can play disc golf and have a good time. So I recommend finding your local disc golf course. They are usually free. Once in a while, if they're like in a county park or regional park, it'll cost a little bit. But it's a great way to spend time with your family, take your kids out. People of all ages can enjoy it. You can smoke weed while you do it.
You do that?
No. I just said this to my mom.
I like smoking meth while I do it.
Yeah. Injecting meth, as we talked about.
Or whatever. However you do meth.
Yeah.
Meth brownies.
I don't know what you do with meth. That's why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mom, I've never done meth. I just want you to know. And I don't know anything about meth. But anyway, yeah, I recommend go and take your family, do some disc golf. It's a great way to spend some time and chill.
Those people that like disc golf really like it. I don't get it. It's almost like surfers. Like they have this lust about it.
There's a hardcore thing, but it's such not a hardcore sport. That's what. Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah. My thing I am recommending is a bluegrass band, which they're considered newgrass because they're a newer bluegrass band.
It's like NU. Is it
They're
spelled
younger
NU
people.
or is that NEW?
Yeah, it's like new metal.
Like new metal.
But they're called Crooked Still. And a lot of people I know that like bluegrass have not heard of them. Now, if you've ever heard of Alison Krauss, she has like a glorious voice. I'm sure most people have heard of Alison Krauss. The singer of this group has that kind of a silky, like glorious voice. And it's just like, it's so good. It's this woman named Aoife O'Donovan. She's, I believe, Irish. Anyway, Crooked Still, if you want some nice strings. And I haven't listened to them since their very first album. I just happened to get it on my desk when I was like in my early 20s. But they're on Spotify and highly recommend it.
Mom, do you have anything you'd like to recommend? This is where we give kind of a free pitch.
It's a free advertisement to something.
Deserves it. We didn't prep her on this, so.
Yeah.
We've been enjoying walking the various neighborhoods around our home.
I think you're going to say Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
So one day we've gone all directions, about a mile each direction, and gone through the neighborhoods and concluded we have really good neighbors because there's some people like with big trucks that are playing music outside their houses and things that make them undesirable to us. But it's been fun to just explore. We have a little cabin in the mountains where we walk and just look at the different cabins. We always do that up there, but never just in Chino. Walking the neighborhoods.
Walking is good.
And maybe if you're really extreme, parkour.
You could do extreme walking.
Yeah. All right.
This has been stuff that's good, and now we're on to weird news.
Yeah.
This has been Stuff That's Good.
This news is weird.
This is where we read real stories that actually
real
happened.
Stories.
Mom, you want to read the first headline there under weird news?
Police in India reveal device to detain coronavirus lockdown violators without contact.
Yeah, so these police have these giant...
It's like a giant tong type thing.
They have giant tongs.
Grabber.
Oh, it just
Man
disappeared.
grabber.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So we'll have a picture up on there.
Yeah, it disappeared for me. But yeah, they have these giant like tongs that they use to grab people, to arrest people without being within 6 feet of them.
Are these stories you actually did, or the ones that
These
didn't
are real
quite make it? Okay.
No, these are actual things.
They made the
actual. No, these are like, this is real news.
Oh, this is real news.
Yeah. This is not Babylon Bee.
Kentucky governor apologizes to Tupac Shakur for unemployment mix-up. So this governor, he basically had been saying that there's been all these unemployment check mix-ups, so we're sending checks to people that are obviously aren't real or dead. But it turns out there actually is a guy named Tupac Shakur in his where he lives, and the guy was kind of upset. He's like, "Hey, I'm real." So I don't know. It's funny to me that there really is a Tupac Shakur.
He's like, "Look at this. This check was made out to Tupac Shakur."
Yeah, he said we had somebody apply for employment for Tupac Shakur here in Kentucky, and then later the Tupac Shakur guy goes, "I'm hurt. I'm really embarrassed, and I'm shocked." Shakur told the Lexington Herald. He needs to apologize. That's just my name.
Has he apologized? I demand... Oh, he did apologize. That's the story.
Yeah. I think he did apologize, yeah. That's the headline.
Sign warns mystery human pooer to stop defecating on garage.
How do you, like, on a garage?
Yeah, like on the garage.
Right?
I think this is in Australia. Somebody kept pooping on their garage. And so they actually put a sign up. Do I have the sign here? Yeah, I think I have it. We can put it up on the, we have the picture. We'll put it up there. The sign says, Dear
Garage pooper.
Dear mystery human pooer. And there's going to be some flower beds in here. We have installed this fence and a camera to hand over to the police. We understand that COVID-19 is tough on everyone, but please stop beeping on our garage. Also, make sure you chew your food better, and whatever it is that makes it sticky, I'd get that checked. There's a toilet in the car park opposite Banana Joe's. Thank you for your cooperation. So, that's good.
I like the mix of passive aggression and politeness at the end there. It's wonderful.
Get that checked.
All right, Mom, take the last one for us.
Man takes 43 wet sponge hits to the face for Guinness record.
Wow.
You should have been a newscaster, Mom. You're reading these very good.
I think his parents are real proud of that. Dad, Mom, I did it. I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records.
And 43 is
What'd you do?
Yeah. You
I got hit in the face 43 times with a wet sponge.
So we could take 44 and get into the Guinness
I guess maybe it's in a certain amount of time.
Do they really hurt? Is that why it's...
I don't think so. It's just a point blank hit in the face. There's a video.
Just throwing a wet spongy?
Yeah, just face shot.
This guy's just in it for the fame, and it's like,
Yeah.
you didn't even do anything hard
Yeah.
to get in the book of Guinness Records.
Sad. Pathetic.
Sad. Not good. All right, let's move into our Babylon Bee stories of the week.
Let's do it.
Every week, there are stories. These are some of them.
Yeah.
Inspiring. With Americans feeling the financial pressure of millions of jobs lost, celebrities have joined together to bring hope to the nation by spelling "We're all in this together" out with their yachts.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Moving.
That had to take a lot of coordination for them to get all their yachts in the right exact spot.
Yeah, and they spelled it right
They probably had to pay their servants a lot of money to
to navigate them into
navigate
place.
the yachts.
Yeah. The sacrifices of celebrities are pretty
It's amazing.
amazing.
I
It's
liked
all
Ellen
together.
DeGeneres being the apostrophe in We're. Besides,
Yeah, that was a good detail.
Besides appreciating that there is an apostrophe in We're, that was fun.
Oh, did it? Is that in the article?
Yeah, that's in the
I
article.
wrote the article,
Yeah.
and I don't
And I did
remember.
the Photoshop. So the fun thing was there was people that thought this was real.
This one got mistaken
And
for
I
real
thought
news.
I mean, there's really only like 4 yachts in the whole picture. I just did lots of copies.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you look at it, one of them has a giant shadow and all the other ones don't.
Yeah.
It should be really obvious that it's not real. But
Yeah, it looks like it's like floating on the water.
my favorite are the people that look at it and go, like, they act like they're sleuths and they're like,
If you zoom in
that's
on,
clearly photoshopped. Like, here's a detail. And they're like the little red circle on a certain spot.
see, you can tell.
Wow. Good job,
You got me.
CSI.
It has been fun seeing them not on their stage, though. I know we're kind of sick of them preaching to us.
Yeah.
But when
Oh,
someone
yeah.
just sings to you from their living room without makeup,
Yeah. Or they don't have They don't have an audience to laugh with them. That's been the funniest thing about Bill Maher. He looks like he's squirming on some of those when he's on there. And
Yeah, you don't have the studio audience.
yeah, because all he has to do like is kind of nod at his audience, so he wants them to all interrupt whoever
Funny
he's
joke.
talking to. Yeah. Or no, it's if the guy starts to
Oh,
make a point. Did I talk about this already on the show? I can't remember.
we talked about it. I don't remember if we talked about it on
Because
the
he
show.
interviewed Dan Crenshaw, eye patch guy.
Yeah, the
And
pirate.
Crenshaw just was schooling him hard on everything. And if they were in the studio, he could have like, if Crenshaw made a good point, he could just do his little thing. He always does his like, kind of like nods. And we're on video now. This thing.
Very nice.
And then the whole audience is like, he's an
The
idiot.
seals are.
And he can't do that now. He just goes like this and like there's nobody. Crickets.
He's looking around.
And Crenshaw's still just dropping
He's like
truth on him.
He's calling in the maid. Can you come?
yeah, get in here. Get me my seals.
Oh man. So here's some people that thought it was real.
Yeah, they're just some real tweets.
One person tweeted, "No, we are not in this together. They are in on it with who, giving their millions to it instead of helping all poor and homeless in LA." And they were responding to a tweet that said, "Don't forget the celebrities. They got together to share this inspiring message with their yachts."
And then thankfully another guy chimed in and said, "This is a Photoshop pic from the Babylon Bee parody website."
Ruined all the fun.
Yep. Another guy goes, in all caps, "Completely out of touch."
And then someone replied to that. "If we all was in this together, then we all would have yachts and fake lives like they do."
And then one of my favorites, this woman says, "They are clueless."
there's a saying right now that we're all in the same storm, but we're not all in the same boat.
Yeah.
But
sense.
we really are not all in the same boat because some people's boats are way bigger than
That's true.
other people's.
They have servants on their boat. Mm-hmm. Do you want to read one of these that thought it was real? You see that one from Mel there?
I don't see one from Mel.
Here we go. We're getting one. We're getting
It's
it.
deplorable.
Yeah.
I think it's meant to be an insult. They mean we, as in they, the elite minority, are in on the scam. That's just how I think.
He's like, "I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's just
saying.
how I think."
Isn't there a percentage of people that just do not get satire? You
Yeah,
guys said.
it's a inherited trait thing
20 to 40%.
that just do not understand. Yeah.
So, how about this one? This person has got some of those conspiracy theories going on here. And they feel like this article validates them. Tsunami, anyone? Too funny. Can't wait till these lively Nazis distribute their wealth demonstration, their commitment to equality for all. Such stars almost blinds me with their brilliance. What's not to love? Just ignore the minor detail about cannibalism and adrenochrome. Look at those lovely yacht sentiment. Touching, ain't it? So this guy goes, or it's a woman, goes straight to the cannibalism and adrenochrome. You heard these
I haven't heard
theories?
That. It's like conspiracy theories.
There's a whole conspiracy that these celebrities, they harvest, I think, fetuses or babies to like suck out some chemical from their brains to create adrenochrome, which is a drug that they all feast on, and it makes them like all like superhuman, so they can be super famous. There's real people that believe this. My wife has friends. I have a friend that's like emailing. It's really, people are talking about this.
Oh,
we're probably gonna get some messages now, and they'll be like, "Yeah, it's legit, man."
You are upsetting the commenter.
And finally,
first, that's not Malibu.
Oh.
Second, you can't see what's being spelled out over the water unless you're flying overhead. Third, those morons couldn't coordinate something like this. Who would weep over this? Is Hollywood trying to play us again? Yep.
So this person thinks that Hollywood put this out.
Yeah.
So one of the best responses to this, because we did include Patton Oswalt in the in the story, because this is kind of a response to partially a response to one of his tweets, right?
Yeah, it was just making fun of the general Hollywood response.
Hollywood responses really out of touch.
He had a really bad tweet where he said something like, "Oh, you people just that are protesting for the lockdown to end. You just want to go to Fuddruckers."
Yeah, you just want to go sit and be a fat pig at Fuddruckers or something, right?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm swearing when I say that word.
Fuddruckers. So he was being a little Fuddrucker about it.
Yeah, a little bit of a Elmer Fuddrucker.
And flower bed rucker.
Flower bed rucker. But yeah.
And what the heck? I thought I had the tweet on here, but I don't
in the
see
article, we mentioned Patton Oswalt as being one of the guys who sails his boats out there to form these letters. Mm-hmm. And he saw it and he responded to it, which was.
And he responded, and we have the tweet right here. We will show it. There'll have to be some words crossed out, but he basically said that the tweet was very funny.
He said, "I kind of regret that old tweet I did," and he's like, "Yeah, these guys disagree with me.
At least they're funny about it, yeah.
But it's a good joke."
Yeah.
So he took it well, and we appreciate that.
What I like about it is he probably doesn't realize that we're a conservative humor site, and so I like that moment where like he probably didn't. Maybe he did. I'm really curious.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows?
And maybe? If Patton Oswalt, you ever want to come on our show?
Yeah.
Totally have you on our show. You'd get canceled, but.
Yeah, I'd get canceled.
Oh, well.
I was trying to find the tweet now. I couldn't. I give up.
Oh, well.
All right.
All right. You want to move on to our next story?
Next story. At a preliminary hearing to establish evidence in the sexual assault allegations against Joe Biden, a federal judge dismissed all charges after the revelation that he was not a Democrat.
Oh, well, that's good for him.
Yeah. Sometimes there's like, you need like a lot of evidence.
And then other times
when somebody's been like
I'm
rapish.
Yeah.
And then also other times you don't need a whole lot of evidence because.
Wait, we did this wrong.
What?
That he was not a Republican.
What? Did I say it wrong? Oh yeah, he is a Democrat. That's embarrassing.
I might have typed that.
I think you typed that one.
That made the joke not work at all.
That was like crickets. I don't think it would.
Anytime I have a negative in a headline, like a not this or not.
Yeah.
I like think about it for a long time. I'm like, wait, does that make sense? Because I can't think through the negative.
He is a Democrat.
Is a Democrat.
Got it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys get it. You get the joke.
You got to think some of these people that have been put behind bars for this kind of stuff, like Weinstein and Epstein.
Yeah.
They probably realized too late. If I had just told the judge, like if they just gone up there and said, "Well, I'm a Democrat."
I'm a Democrat. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Should have run for office as a Democrat.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, sir. Right this way, and they would just free him right on the spot. So it's a bummer that they didn't.
Yeah, it's so like to watch what happened with Kavanaugh. That was definitely very eye opening, and then to see this, like it's just the juxtapositions. It's so like in your face that I guess this is why the media is just completely not trusted at this point. But everybody who is shouting about Kavanaugh, they're just silent now.
Yeah, it's partisanship. It happens from both sides. This is just a pretty glaring example on the other side.
Yeah.
Mom, your thoughts?
I was thinking
she wants to bring people together. She wants to unify.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll go with that story. I had to.
You say whatever you want. I was just kidding.
You have a Facebook friend who you grew up with.
I do.
And he's a Democrat and said this week on Facebook he thinks they should take Biden out of it. Good. And he thinks it should be fair on both sides. You know who I'm talking about? Zach?
No, I don't.
Oh, Zach Cooney.
Oh, cool.
So that was kind of something you don't see because everybody gets so cited.
I'll bet there are quite a few people on the left who are like, let's get this guy out of here. But it's just we see that vocal part in the leadership that is telling everybody, no, you got to get behind this guy.
Yeah. Well, you see these op-eds coming out that are like, maybe Believe All Women was kind of a little much to like, they're suddenly becoming very introspective now that they got the guy.
Saying believe every accusation.
Maybe we should have believed all. And it just, it's really hard to come to a conclusion on this now. Like suddenly they're becoming very nuanced about it.
Yeah.
Because, it's fine now. We forgot in the last story. I usually don't go back to a story, but we missed that these police cars, because some of the Babylon Bee, sometimes we're prophetic. So I just want to mention the yacht story where all the yachts created a message.
They spelled out,
A few days later, police went out and shaped their cars into the word hope. So these cops are going out and arresting mothers that are taking their children to playgrounds.
Keeping people inside.
Keeping people in their
But they spelled out hope.
They spelled out hope.
We need a prophecy fulfilled soundbite and graphic.
Yeah.
Prophecy fulfilled. A little check mark.
Yeah.
Back to the Biden accusations to you. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like if someone just told the truth. Maybe I'm idealistic. Yeah. I'm sure I am. But what if he just said, this happened in the hallway and it's not the only thing I ever did to anyone and I've changed. I don't know.
That was the weird thing about Kavanaugh, right? Like, even if he had done what they say he had done, like, they're so young and it was so long ago and like...
Well, it was rape. I mean...
Was it rape?
Yeah, with Kavanaugh. Wait, I mean, with Biden, it's rape too. That's the thing. Yeah. But
they were like in high school, right? They were really young.
I don't know if it matters.
I can't. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm just saying like it was. I don't remember there being actual rape though. I thought it was like he was. Anyway, I don't get into Kavanaugh, but he was like doing some of their clothes or something.
He's waving his arms around for the audio.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like watching a movie where you just say, well, if they would just say the truth right here.
Yeah.
But then there wouldn't be a movie.
Yeah.
That's true.
It was just, yeah. One thing Adam Ford did, our dear leader, he grabbed a bunch of old Nancy Pelosi tweets from during the Kavanaugh hearings and just switched out the names for Tara Reade and Joe Biden. So here's Nancy Pelosi. I applaud the courage of Tara Reade to come forward to share her story as we continue to learn more about these allegations against Joe Biden. We must ensure that Reed's right to justice and privacy are respected.
So that was originally she had...
No, yeah, originally that's not what she said.
Yeah, originally she had... That would have been Christine Blasey Ford and Judge Kavanaugh.
Every American... Oh, go ahead.
Every American should be concerned about what the debate around the allegations against Joe Biden says to young people across our country. We should stand with survivors, not punish them when they decide to speak out. Believe survivors.
Believe.
But then they don't believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I think people get the gist of it.
You get the idea.
Hypocrites.
So one of the funniest parts was Lisa Bloom, who is a feminist attorney.
Mm-hmm.
She
great.
put up on Twitter that she believes Tara Reade was assaulted by Biden, but still will vote for him and supports him.
Yeah.
She's like, I believe he's a rapist, but I will vote for him.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I think her justification was she thinks Trump's a rapist too.
She's Trump's
having to pick.
I believe you, Tara Reade. You have people who remember you told them about this decades ago. We know he's handsy. You're not asking for money. You've obviously struggled mightily with this. I still have to fight Trump, so I will still support Joe. But I believe you, and I'm sorry.
It's weird.
Empty words if you're still voting for him, I guess.
Is the news talking about that phone call from the mom, or are they not talking about it?
I won't hear that. I've heard it in conservative news, but... Yeah, the mom
Larry
called.
King.
She called into Larry King.
They're saying it can't be proven it was her, but I'm sure there's some videotape of her, and you could. compare the voices.
I mean, the sad thing is it's just obnoxious that this has to happen. Every politician now, I mean, they have to dig somebody up, and then this whole thing has to go, turn it all into this. Oh, they did this. I mean, we have to go through this with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think that most conservatives during Kavanaugh were saying, if he did this, it's really bad.
Yeah.
But let's look at the evidence. Let's see what the evidence says.
Right.
And you can still say that about Tara Reid, like, well, maybe Joe didn't do that. What's the evidence?
Yeah.
But what's the weird thing here is that it's
always the timing, though.
It's that super crazy thing that they're doing on the left where they're going, we must believe all women.
Yeah.
What they said 2 years ago. They're saying, well, we didn't mean all. Mm-hmm. And it's just this crazy backflipping. So, all right, well.
You guys are way more serious in real life than when I listen to you.
Well, that was a serious story.
That was a serious story.
Okay.
Let's go to a more funner one.
Yeah, more funner.
Authorities in the scientific community who touted faulty COVID-19 models confirmed today that they are pretty confident they know what the weather is going to be like in 100 years.
Good to hear. I like confidence.
So they predict everything wrong for 2 months.
Yeah.
But in 100 years, we're pretty sure what...
Are you saying climate scientists predicted COVID? Or different?
Okay, so it's authorities, right?
Yeah. Experts.
Well,
I think most of the time experts have really good predictions and they're never wrong about anything.
Yeah, I agree.
So we should always listen to everything they say.
I agree. I recant this story.
So what we're going to do is we're going to play a little game here called Name That Failed Prophecy. Now we're going to do multiple choice, and then you'll pick which one you think a real scientist said. And then we'll reveal which one.
Okay.
I don't know if your mom knows how this is going to work.
Well, I don't know if your mom knows how it's going to work.
So we'll see. All right, I'll read first. You choose, Kyle.
Okay, go.
Okay. The world will be cold enough to have gone into another ice age 2 times over by the year 2000. That's one. With the amount of time the Earth spins in a given millennia, scientists predict mass dizziness and a pandemic of vomit by the year 2010 because of all the spinning. By the year 2015, every American household will deal with the tragic experience of their pets' heads falling off. And then fourth choice, after decades of cow abuses, cows will develop a natural milk toxin that will wipe out the human race by the year 2012. Which one is real?
Okay, the actual prediction a scientist made?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to guess. I'm going to go with the cow milk toxin.
Wrong. It's actually the scientists said that the world will be cold enough to have gone into another ice age twice over by the year 2000. So not just one time, like reach an ice age, you'll get twice as cold as it would take.
Wow.
Didn't really happen, as far as I remember.
Okay.
That's so confusing because don't they say we're warming?
Yeah, now they say they're warming.
Yeah, warming.
No, that's why they say climate change now, because then whatever.
It's changing.
It's changing.
The spinning thing, though, I almost jumped on that one.
Oh, yeah.
You were going to go with spinning?
One of my first dates with Kyle's rocket scientist dad, we had salt and pepper shaker on the table. And I'm like, okay, if the Earth spins so fast, how come we don't get dizzy? And I'm making it go around the sun, spin, 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 because I understand that it's big and it's that whole 24 hour for one spin. I just thought everyone just always said the Earth spins fast. So whoever wrote that.
How many miles an hour are moving right now? It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, if it's so fast, how come we're not dizzy? That's what.
Yeah, vomiting all the time.
Or no, I said, how come it doesn't go day, night, day, night, day, night like that?
Yeah.
If we're going to.
So you convinced him that the Earth is flat. He's like, wait a minute, I never thought of this.
We're on a big disc golf.
Okay, so here's some for you, Ethan.
All right.
The Earth will be entirely depleted of Flamin' Hot Cheetos by September.
Oh, man.
100% of humans will experience death by bear. By 2000, the Earth will be overpopulated with 7 billion people, and that is simply unsustainable. We had 150 million violent gun deaths over the past 15 years, meaning that humanity will be extinct by approximately yesterday.
Well, you know what I'm going with. Obviously, 100% of humans will experience death by bear.
I knew that you would jump on that one.
That's obvious.
And that's why I wrote it.
Everybody
and you
knows.
are wrong.
What?
The actual prediction is that by 2000, the Earth will be overpopulated with 7 billion people.
So what's funny about that prediction, because I think that was back in the late 60s that they predicted this. They're about 14 years off. There are 7 billion now over that. But they predicted that'd be so unsustainable that we could not survive that massive population boom of that many people. We couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it says here that he forecasted that hundreds of millions would starve to death in the 70s. And
70s.
And like over 60 million Americans would starve to death in the 70s. So, wrong.
Wrong, Paul.
Dumb scientists.
Gosh, scientists are idiots.
What idiots these scientists are.
Gosh, get a real degree.
Yeah. Goodness.
All right, I'm going to read. You want to read them? Yeah.
Why don't you read them and my mom can
Mom will answer, pick this one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. By the year 2014, water will be obsolete. Option 2, global warming will be so bad by 2005 that you can cook a bag of popcorn just by holding it out the window. Third option, by the year 2000, 30 years from now, the entire world, with the exception of Western Europe, North America, and Australia, will be in complete famine. Or, finally, there's a very real danger of having at least 3 new Newsboys albums released in the next 5 years. Which one's real? Was really made?
Why are you laughing? This is serious.
Because I totally forgot all of them. Number 3 is what I put in my head because it had a lot of words and it sounded like a scientist would. This is a little bit
she's
like
playing to win.
She's playing to win. Yeah,
Goodness gracious.
I know because I couldn't be funny about it, any of the other ones.
You are correct. It is that.
It is correct. Yep.
The entire world will be in a state of
They
famine.
live a year 2000 that the entire world will be in famine.
This is a little balderdash-ish.
Yeah, it's like Balderdash. Yep. You ever play that game?
No.
We should play the board game, Ethan.
Oh, I'm so bad at it. I just giggle when
You make up
someone's reading
definitions for words and you have to guess which one's real.
one. So fun.
He said
So
so.
fun.
Okay.
Peter Gunter, a professor at North Texas State University in the 1970 issue of Living Wilderness, said demographers agree almost unanimously on the following grim timetable. By 1975, widespread famines begin in India. These will spread by 1990 to include all of India, Pakistan, China, the Near East, Africa. By the year 2000, or conceivably sooner, South and Central America will exist under complete famine conditions. Wow.
Did not happen.
No.
All right, here you go. Ethan, ready?
Final. The finale.
Earth has one moon after approximately 6,000 years since the date of creation.
Yeah.
So after 600,000 years, Earth will have approximately 100 moons. That makes sense?
The moons, yeah, they reproduce.
Between 1970 and 1995, a mass extinction, like what happened to the dinosaurs, will happen, thanks to environmental policies.
Okay.
Scientists now believe we are at risk of having over 5,267 Tyler Perry movies by the year 2030.
Mm-hmm.
Climate change will cause everybody's hair to burst into flames by 2007, but even sooner if they use Aquanet.
I'm going with the Tyler Perry movies for sure. Tyler Perry.
Correct.
Medea.
But not correct, because you are wrong. No, it said that there would be a dinosaur-like mass extinction. At the first Earth Day, the political sponsor, Senator Gaylord Nelson, warned that in 25 years, somewhere between 75 and 80% of all all species of living animals would be extinct.
A little bit off.
Just
Missed
a little
it
bit.
by that much.
It's a good phrase, Ethan.
You have to hand it to Tyler Perry, though. He makes...
My mom likes
Workhorse.
Tyler Perry movies.
He keeps making movies, and sometimes they're surprisingly not very good.
Yeah.
Like it's a stage show or something.
It's a job. It's like, yeah.
But he keeps making them.
Yeah.
He's got his own private
Yeah.
jet. I mean, the guy's...
Like
he's doing
Bren
good.
and I, if one of us gets home, we say, hello. Like, so we imitate Tyler Perry a little bit.
Can you do the impression
Medea?
for us?
Which one?
The hello, I want to see.
Hello.
That's it.
That's the impression. Okay.
She already did it.
Or-
Wait, how does
and
this-
then the uncle, oh my gosh.
can
Did you ever FART on an aeroplane? I don't say that.
She won't say the word.
She won't say the FART
I wasn't
word.
allowed to say this.
So we
What
do.
did
We
you say? Did you
imitate
say
Do you
quite
want
a
to know
few.
what I said? Mom, what word did we say instead of fart?
Okay. This is thanks to Karis. We said bottom bubbles.
Bottom bubbles.
That's so much worse.
We said gas.
So I texted Kyle once, like, you guys should use bottom bubbles as another flower bed word. And he didn't text me back, which always the no text back means like the opposite of
Been
LOL.
rejected.
But
To understand your son gets suggestions all day long
This is true.
from the entire
I don't
world.
treat you any different. Everybody else pitches headlines and I just ignore. I delete them.
I've become numb to, like, good friends will send me ideas and I'm like, not answering that.
Yeah, but when you get that LOL, it means something.
It does.
Just
Yeah,
reply
we
with
get the
the
LOL. So Kyle's a little cheap with LOL.
Well, maybe all caps LOL.
Because I've been sitting with him and seen him type LOL and he's not laughing out loud. Just so you know.
Oh.
It's not real.
He's lying. He's lying. All right. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to talk to our moms.
Yes, we're going to bring on, well, your mom's here.
My mom's
going to come in via technology.
And you're going to find out all about our childhoods.
Yeah.
Which is going to be wonderful.
Let's do it.
And now, the Babylon Bees topic of the week.
Well, it's Mother's Day, or almost Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. And so we are here talking about the most important topic in the universe, your mom.
That's right, your mom.
And
your mama.
It's a big topic. No, never mind. But we are interviewing the most...
It's a little topic for both. I mean,
yeah,
we have small moms.
That's right. But is it your mom, like the subscribers?
Right.
I just make fun. No, never mind. So
someone out there's got a giant mom. We got to be careful what we say about moms because our moms are here.
We've had many guests on the Babylon Bee podcast.
Right. Ron Paul. Phil. Well, we haven't
Phil Johnson.
Yeah, no. What is it?
Is it Phil Johnson?
Duck Dynasty.
Not Phil Johnson.
Phil Robertson. Yeah.
Phil Johnson's the MacArthur guy.
Who else?
This is going well.
Yeah, I don't know.
But way surpassing any of these politicians and commentators, more important than any of them,
right,
is our mothers. So today we have our mothers on the Mother's Day podcast.
Welcome. First, let's say welcome, Diane.
Welcome, Diane. And also Diane. We have two Dianes.
We were both raised by a Diane. Yeah. So should we come up with a way to discern them now?
Diane 1 and Diane 2.
Diane Man.
And Diane Man.
My mom's last name is Beggs. So we could do D-Man and D-Beggs. That's weird.
So when you do that with my name, it sounds like demon.
What do you have? What do you have your grandparents or your grandchildren call you?
Grandma. Don't call me grandma.
They call you grandma?
I'm not going to say grandma.
Mine call mine Granny D.
Well, if Kyle says mom, we'll know he's talking to me.
Okay.
And if you say Diane, we'll know you're talking to me.
That's a good point. I'll say Diane.
Or Ethan's mom, Kyle's mom.
Right.
And then...
Okay. We got to figure it out.
We're pretty smart.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. Well, it's Mother's Day. We're here. We're talking, and we want to find out. First question overall: just you birthed us. You worked hard. You made money. You did whatever you had to do. I mean, my mom was a single mom, so she went through a lot. All moms go through a lot, and I'm trying to. But was it worth?
Are you saying my mama didn't go through a lot?
Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Goodness gracious! Yeah, was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Oh, of course.
Who's first?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Your mom said it faster than mine will.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Huh? Well, of course it can.
10, really?
Wow.
Yeah. Gazillion. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know how you feel about your kids.
I know.
That's how we felt about our kids.
We're going through that right now. We're just like, is this worth it?
Yep.
Well, when they're younger, it's more of a question.
Like
We have this spread right now. We have one in junior high who's hitting like the worst times of junior high. And then we have the 2-year-old, which is the worst. And then the 5-year-old's playing off 2-year-old. So, and we're in the lockdown. So we're like locked down with kids at their like the worst moments of their lives.
Yeah.
So to think that it will all be worth it in the end makes you go, man, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome right now.
Do you mothers have any words of encouragement for Ethan as he goes into this stage of tweens and teens and
I know I was a horrible teenager.
Our memories or anything to help guide Ethan through the valley of the shadow of death. Of the valley of the shadow of death. Shadow of the... I don't know. I always get that mixed up.
What gender
Did
is
you
your
have girls, Diane?
twin? I did have 2 girls after I had 2 boys. That's what I'm asking Ethan is what sex is his
2-year-old boy, 5-year-old girl. The 10-year-old boy is actually pretty easy right now. And then the 13-year-old girl is in teen year, very dramatic.
So I would say
Was he
appreciate your girls for the beauty and complexity they bring to the world.
Okay.
They're less simple than boys, more
That's
complex, but they bring so much beauty and joy. And celebrate her.
Okay.
She always says things so nice.
Yeah.
I know, I'm too deep for this
She's
show.
like the beauty, too deep for the Babylon podcast. She says beauty and complexity. So it's like, oh, it's going to be a train wreck. That's how I translate it.
Yeah, that sounds like shattered spines.
Oh. Well, also just realize that it's not going to be forever. Their hormones are raging and they, and everything is so serious and they don't like themselves, and I think it's important to remind them too that all their other friends are feeling this way, even though it doesn't seem like it, They think they're the only ones going through this and they're not.
Yeah.
Also, I suggest that as the dad, you should let your daughter know she's beautiful, that she's physically beautiful, and warn her about men. I don't think young girls don't realize, especially I think now in this day and age with so much sexuality and everything, that they're tempting men just by the way they look, and I never knew that when I was a kid, when I was young, that men are tempted by physical things, physical beauty,
Yeah, I think you try to explain to a girl how a guy's mind works, and they really have to choose to believe it, because I don't think they can really comprehend the way it works. It seems like we think so differently in that arena.
Modest is hottest.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm pretty glad not to have girls. I mean, girls are wonderful, but
It's special having girls.
I don't know if I could do it.
I didn't think I really I never thought of myself as a guy who wanted a daughter, but the thing about Kaya's son is, like, I imagined my son, and he's kind of, there's things about him I never could have imagined. But, like, you have your idea of what having a son is like, and it kind of lines up with that. Like, a daughter, you don't think about it. Like, you aren't, like, your son is going to become a big, he looks at you as somebody who's going to become that one day. But your daughter, you're this mysterious creature, this giant creature that protects her. You're like her Baloo the bear, or like the Iron Giant, or you're this giant creature that is rough and stubbly, and you embrace her and care for her, and you're like this, you feel like this magic beast when she's with you. So.
And you float down the river with her on your belly, and you teach her how to eat bugs.
Exactly.
I like having the moms on. They laugh at my jokes. Most people don't laugh at my joke.
All right, so describe us as teenagers. What was Kyle like as a teenager?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, jeez.
There is like no time to think about this, and there's no way to adequately describe it. So Kyle was, he was president of the Christian club and class clown.
Nerd
That
alert.
explains a lot right there.
Self-professed class clown, or did the school?
I think I won class clown one year, and the senior year maybe in high school. Yeah,
I would say he despised convention.
it's contrary.
He would wear these glasses to school that didn't have the lenses in them. These just black frames.
You like to be the weirdo.
And different shoes from each other, and bright colors. And if anything had a Nike logo or anything, there'd be duct tape over it, because he wasn't.
I don't like wearing logos either.
He wasn't going to promote these big brands.
I will not bow to any corporate sponsor.
Sometimes he would write Bible verses on his shirt. Very, very likable,
Homemade
I would say.
shirts,
But I'm his mom.
But she is my mom, so take that with a grain of salt.
Oh, I think you bought some book for everybody in your philosophy club.
Yeah, it was More Than a Carpenter. Josh
Yeah.
McDowell, I think. Yeah.
He had a cousin band, so he was creative with his music.
Oh, I thought you said he had a cousin band. Like,
No,
you're banned from the family.
I got a cousin band.
you're that beloved.
We had our little Creed wannabe rock band.
Nice.
Yeah, he just
all sounds pretty familiar, eh, Mom?
I would say Kyle embraced life and just brought so much joy.
It's
and
starting to sound like
laughter.
his funeral.
He embraced life.
He embraced life. Laughter, love.
And he had really long hair.
He will be missed.
For a while,
really
he had
long-
this Jesus hair going on. Yeah.
This all sounds like you could just copy this to me almost. What do you think, Mom?
No, you weren't really into Christian stuff.
Oh,
till
yeah,
later.
That was halfway through high school.
Yeah, 9th grade, 10th grade. He was the total grunge freak.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, he was into Kurt Cobain and had long pigtails and long stringy hair. Oh, that must have been, that was Isaiah, huh?
Isaiah did that weird, yeah.
But you had
I just had long
ponytail.
hair.
I never tied it. I just had the long, I wanted the Kurt Cobain hair that covered my eyes. So I could like look around and stare at people through my hair. Yeah. Mope around.
And,
I just look at girl.
What's that?
Remember how often I was confused with a girl by people? Like, sir, is your daughter going to stay in the car during this car wash? We got that question.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, yeah, and I can just remember the grungy shorts and the big black boots with, crummy old T-shirts.
Yeah, combat boots. Yeah, I made my own shirts.
Yeah, combat boots.
But I didn't write Bible verses on them. I drew pictures of severed heads and things like that. And rats.
Yeah, and he was into the high school newspaper, drawing cartoons, and got in trouble for a couple of those because they were about what was that you were the severed heads and arms and things.
I made a whole series of jokes about animals with leprosy.
Yeah.
So it's just all these dumb jokes where like a dog is catching a frisbee, but it's making his head come off, or like a cat is like scratching the drapes, but its arms are still stuck in the drapes, and the cat's on the ground like, oh, my arms fell off.
So this was a prelude to your biblicalness because there were severed heads in the Bible.
Oh, yeah, plenty,
there was leprosy in the Bible. I see it.
Leprosy. Yeah.
He uses these skills to this day to draw severed things on the Babylon Bee. So
that's right.
Do we still have any of these comics, Diane? Or
I have a book of them. I think I have it on my site, maybe. Or if you, I think if you sign up for my Patreon, you get one of them, like a digital. Yeah, I did a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of different bands, started bands, and they played here almost at least once a month, right?
We played, because I lived in the garage.
Yeah, in the community center they played. And I was
practiced in the garage.
I was the coat lady at the concerts and the first aid lady.
Yeah.
Because the mosh pit had some injuries.
Mom was a good helper.
Yeah, moms are like angels, man, when it comes to kids who start bands, because they're at every show.
I know, now that I know, I really, my kid's been on to start a band. I can't believe you went through that with me. It's so nice. I look back now and I'm like, wow, thank you. It's so obnoxious.
The number one supporters always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was kind of neat, I thought, having the band in the practice in the garage.
That's cool. I'm glad you liked it. At least you know where I am and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because we're at our house.
And then he went to a Young Life camp, and that's where he turned your life around, right?
Yeah, you basically forced me to go.
I did.
You paid me.
I paid you.
Well, I was working. Remember, you were working. My mom is a hero, so she was working like multiple jobs at a time. She was, I can't remember what your day job was. You were working all day. You were a waitress at this bar in
it's a restaurant, not in the
restaurant.
Not a bar.
Then,
I hate it.
But you also but you had multiple jobs on top of it. 3 a.m. you would do a paper route in your car. And so I would come with you because I was 15 and I didn't have a license yet, but I drove so much. This is a tiny small town, you were so wiped out, I would actually do the paper route, and you would sleep at the back some nights because you were so wiped out from all the work you were doing to raise 3 boys. And so I appreciated the chunk of money you were giving me for that, and I didn't want to miss a day of it because but you wanted me to go on this week trip to Woodleaf, so you gave me a paid vacation to go. Like you're trying to be no excuse, so you got my relatives to help pay for the trip, and then you paid me to go, basically. And it's a good choice.
Paying you. Choice. Yeah, you didn't want to go because your friend didn't want to go. Rob.
Oh yeah, I also hated those kind of things. I hate church camps, and I always hated all that stuff. I really didn't want to go. I know. And I loved it. I really did love it, which is weird because it was not something I would have envisioned myself loving.
While we're on the teenager thing, Kyle, you look like you're about to say something.
No, I'm not. I'm good.
He always looked like that.
Yeah, I always look like I'm about to say something.
I think Kyle was 15 when we flew to Washington, D.C. for a family trip. So the whole ride on the airplane, he let me know that we were making him go. So what Diane said over there just reminded me of this. So there's some commonalities going on here between you two.
Yeah, I started citing my constitutional rights.
Yeah. You are taking away my American freedoms. You're making me go. I can't believe you're making me go. So we get to the vacation. He has the best time of anybody.
Yep.
Has a great time, soaks it all up, and then the whole plane ride home, he said, I can't believe you took away my rights. You made me go. I am an American. Oh, yeah.
Yes, my love for liberty runs deep. It comes from my teenage years and my oppressive parents. You know, I actually launched a protest one time. They tried to make me get braces. So you can see that I have this bottom tooth that like sticks out. Uh-huh. They tried to get it fixed for me.
And now do you wish you had?
Or? But I put up protest signs all over the house, like all on the walls.
I think I might have a one up on that one.
And he got it from me. We call it the Carver crowd. That's my maiden name.
Oh, you have it too.
It's the Carver crowd because they're so crowded. All the teeth don't fit there. So I know I should have made you, but you were so passionate. And I'm like, well, it's a few $1,000 and he really doesn't want them.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got that with braces on her.
Where would we be today had I made you get them? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
A few $1,000 out. So when I was a kid, my mom was a hardcore. She made us do chores. I chopped wood every weekend because we used a wood stove for heating. We had this giant lawn that was like a steep vertical hill that we had to mow the lawn. So my biggest beef with mom was that she was a slave driver. She just make us work so much. So remember one weekend I got so mad. What did I do? First I did a cartoon on my computer. It was a looping animation. And it was of me and my brothers all in a cage, I think. And then the animation just had tears running down our eyes. And then it showed you on a throne, like laughing, just laughing maniacally. So you came in and found that. I just had it running on loop on the computer while we were doing our chores. And you were laughing so hard at it. So then I got mad because I wanted you to be mad at it and not think it was funny. And then this is really bad. I'm going to admit it, but it's really bad. This was my sense of humor in high school. I thought this was funny. Don't read into it too deeply. The next animation I did was the cage is broken open and my mom is laying on the floor wiggling like this, like a cartoon character. And we all have guns and we're going to repeatedly shooting her.
This is what gets you kicked out of school.
I know. Because I was going to school when the first school shooting started. Like I remember hearing about the one in Eugene. But yeah, me and my friends all joked like that. We all joked about shooting and stuff. Can't joke like that anymore. But she thought that was hilarious too, right? Were you disturbed? You know I was kidding. We didn't even have guns. Part of it made it funny to us is that we didn't even have guns. We didn't have a dad around we just didn't have anybody with guns. I don't know if you had a gun when we were growing up, but I'd never even touched one until my friends from around, So anyway, that was an anecdote.
Yeah,
that was an anecdote.
Man.
Everybody's disturbed now.
Can we find this animation?
No, that computer I think totally crashed.
Sad.
I did all these awesome ninja fight animations.
A real old computer.
Yeah. But I worked on that thing like crazy.
Yeah.
Hours of animation.
Yeah. He was good at animation. So even though he did crazy things like that, I still encouraged it.
I love that. I love the lack of overreactiveness to what she saw, to what you did, and admiring the creativity and the humor in it instead of focusing on violence is bad.
That's a pretty good animation of me getting shot. You have a lot of talent.
If you saw the animation, you'd see it was I made it it was funny animation, like, because the way you were on the ground, like wiggling, like as if it, like, nobody would wiggle like that when they got shot. It was as if they were like flies getting it. I made it silly.
Try and cover up for it now.
Yeah.
Try and justify yourself.
Messed up. All right.
Well, I've got some. I found some tips for moms on the internet.
Oh, really?
And I want to see what you guys think. I want to get Diane and Diane's take.
Okay.
Mom and Diane's take on this. So, number 1, stick to an early bedtime.
You
Thumbs
agree?
down.
Thumbs down. What do you think?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs
Early
up
bedtime
on
for
it?
mom or early bedtime
I
for
would
kids?
put them to bed early because
Yeah, I
I
think it
needed
was
time
for the
myself.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I am. I get them to bed as soon as physically possible.
So why are you anti
the older kids.
early bedtime, Mom?
Even when he
I'm
was like
just
2
not
or
very
3?
structured. So I think we got judged by some people when we were raising you that we didn't have you in bed at
The
7
exact
p.m.
time,
every night, but we had fun. So
Yeah, unstructured was definitely our house. I don't mean that in a bad way.
yeah,
We were
I
the
noticed that with you guys, because there's like a structure when I go to his house. I'm like, you guys are so casual.
We were the fun house that, like, all the neighborhood kids. We didn't go to the neighborhood kids' house. They all came to our house. Like, we're going to go to the man's, and we'd have like a dozen kids at our house just running around.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think my mom would have gone insane.
Well, we did an Empire, but
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of kids hung out.
there weren't that many kids in Lakeside.
Yeah. These are both very small towns in Oregon for people. But yeah, Empire had a lot of people, stray children running everywhere. There was a lot of drugs.
once they had to be in school, we would do 8:30 or 9.
Oh, okay.
But as toddlers, it's like, well, no one's telling us where we have to be tomorrow. Let's play.
Didn't I get up at like 2 a.m. and just start riding my bike around the house?
Yeah, Dad got up and you were on your big wheel in the hall. You gotten it out of the garage.
All right, another advice for moms. Create mini traditions.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Mini or many?
Mini. Like small, like little traditions. Like, I can think of one from our childhood. We have a special birthday plate.
Birthday plate. I think do we have a birthday plate?
Every birthday, there's a plate that says, "You are special today."
No,
And
but
they always said, "Oh, I'm not special every other day."
And we always complain about, "Oh, I'm only special today." So that's part of the tradition, is complaining about the birthday plate.
Yeah, absolutely for that one. How about you, Diane?
we didn't have a birthday plate, but I always
mini
make bunny
traditions.
cake every year.
Bunny
for
cake?
birthday. Yeah, a
bunny
bunny head out of
Bunny head cake? Wow, I don't remember
mainly
that.
for
Severed bunny
Isaiah.
head.
Mainly for
Oh,
Isaiah.
okay.
We
We had pizza on Fridays. I always remember pizza and movie night on Fridays. And then just, I can't think of anything outside of holiday type of.
Just,
traditions.
regular holiday stuff, Christmas tree and things like that.
So we're lukewarm on the tradition.
Lukewarm. Yeah.
Okay.
I was an absolutely.
You were what?
I was absolutely for the mini traditions.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some more though. I know we had a ton. I know we had a ton.
In the summer, sometimes we did Theme Thursday, and there would be like a circus theme, or your cousins would come over.
Yeah.
Not Pinteresting at all, but so we're supposed to name some of our mini traditions.
I don't know. I mean, if you have any, I was just trying to think of some. It was always small things, like, when we were in soccer, it was like Burger King Thursdays, and we'd just go to Burger King, and it was just, and then we'd always compete to see who got the longest fry.
That's when I was at Bible study. Dad would take you to Burger King.
That was Dad's thing.
Yeah. See, we're taking all Dad's stories.
Or he did he would do the little trips where we would just drive around town and see where we ended up.
If there was a storm, you guys would make a boat.
Yeah, do the boats down the, all that stuff.
Out of trash and See, these are Father's Day stories.
We have to save them for Father's Day.
Yes.
Take your kids on individual dates. Date your children.
Date your children.
That is a good thing if you can. You know, being a single mother, I think that's part of the why we didn't have a lot of the little traditions, and I couldn't take them on individual dates. By the time I could, they didn't want to be with their mom. They wanted to be with their friends, so that didn't happen much.
Yeah, I know the few times I've taken, like I took Eliza to Disneyland all by herself, and that's still one of the most special memories we've ever had. And then Lily took her to the Matilda play, had a date night. And yeah, it's so worth it to do it if you can do it.
Yeah.
Took Ezra to medieval times. But yeah, the one-on-one, it's so manageable. You forget how like nice it is to have kids, like when it's just one. Like, oh wow, they're not all screaming at each other. It's like, because that's what they really want. They want it to be focused on.
Yeah.
They need to learn in reality they can't be focused on, but every once in a while it just causes this sigh of relief when like you can focus on them and they get what they wanted, and then we got to go back to reality. You're not the center of attention.
They will remember that forever, because my dad took me on a one-on-one once, and I never forgot that. I still think about it sometimes.
Do you think that your kids would get the idea that, like, I work hours and hours and all this time and all the money that you get, like, it all comes from I focus on you a ton, but they don't really translate that until maybe when they're like much older. So it's good to,
We had some really good Sunday school teachers in our adult Sunday school class, Kyle's dad and I, and one of the best things that they said was to spend 15 minutes a day, which we didn't do it every day, but letting your kid just be a kid and letting him get an idea of what to do, and then not making a teachable moment out of it, just following their idea and going with it. So as a teenager, I told Kyle, I'll do whatever you want to do. And he had me drive backwards.
I can't hear.
He had me drive backwards through Taco Bell and order only guacamole. We were in that funny car of yours.
In my Buick?
But it was fun. He got to get the idea, and I just followed. And
I think about backing through a drive-through, and it sounds hard.
You did it. I'm sure I didn't do it.
Oh, like, because the wheels turn on the back, and you got to, like... At that point, right? Yeah.
But I had one date with my dad as a little girl, one-on-one, and he had a milk route in the summers when he didn't teach summer school. And I got to get up like at 4 a.m. and go with him. And I was so excited and drank chocolate milk and got ill. And we had to go into this nice lady's home on his route so he could help me. Because that's how excited I was as one of 6 children to be one-on-one with my dad. So it is...
Yeah.
It is special.
Yeah.
It's tummy ache special sometimes.
Allow your kids to fail.
Definitely.
I don't know. I'd rather stop them from failing myself. But
really?
Yeah.
They're going to fail somewhere.
Well, I think it's like as they get older, right? As they get...
When you see them about to fall off the side of a building.
When they're small, they're sticking the fork in the light socket. You stop them. When they're
that was my dad.
15 and they're going to spend their money on something dumb, you let them.
We were on a dock, and my brother Noah's like playing on the edge, really high up, and this fisherman friend of his is like, Tom, your boy's playing right there on the edge. He's gonna fall off. My dad goes, "That's the way he'll learn." Next thing you know, he's gone. He's down. He fell all the way down.
Oh man!
It just knocked the wind out of him, luckily, but yeah.
Thankfully, the tide wasn't in.
Yeah, because it was where if the tide was in, he would have gone into the ocean.
Yeah.
It's the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like when a toddler, wants to touch something hot, you keep telling them it's hot, hot, hot. They don't understand. You have to let them get burned a little bit.
Yeah.
Not bad, but a little bit, so then they understand hot.
Yeah, you got to know what they're avoiding.
Yeah, I say yes to that too, to let them fail. But then I'm trying to think, what is fail? And I can't really think of examples.
It's probably like trying to learn ride your bike and got to crash a couple times or fall down, you know.
Sure.
Well, and then their teenage years, like dating.
Getting hurt.
Dumb people.
Yeah.
I think you guys were of the allow your kids to fail philosophy.
Okay.
Not in a bad way, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, fail just sounds so final.
Yeah, no, I mean, fall and get back up again.
Yes.
Have a family meal together every night. This is the last one I got.
Yeah.
It's good to have like a check-in, right? I guess
I feel like there's so much pressure to do the family meal together every night. Sometimes we're like, you know what? Make yourself some cereal. I think that's okay too.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, we ate together most of the time. But then when everybody got older and got jobs, it's impossible because people were working, you know.
Yeah. The older the kids get, the harder it is to get everybody to get together, right?
Yeah.
Not proudly on our part, we did the Wednesday night 20 burgers for $5 at McDonald's.
Wow.
It used to be like 30 cents or something. Yeah.
Drive through on the way to Awana. And now I eat so healthy, I'm like, oh my goodness, did I really do that?
Yeah.
But
Dad would pull us through and 30 burgers, 20 burgers, whatever it is.
well, my sister's husband, he's really cheap. He's known for being cheap. And he would have each kid go in and buy 20 burgers and then freeze them.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Yeah, we went to McDonald's on Wednesday nights, too. But we ate inside.
And it was a family meal together, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Food, folks, and fun.
That totally counts.
All right. What just some of the worst moments raising us? Just a few little stories here. What is the worst? It could be 2-year-old vomited up something. Could be teenager crashed the car. What is it? What do you think some of the worst stories? Embarrassing.
My mom's looking at me thoughtfully. She's
I made this
terrible.
mistake. Well, maybe it wasn't a mistake, but I've always like assuming the very best of them. So now that the kids are older, these stories come out.
Oh, if you're finding out retroactively.
Like he was letting his sister drive when she was, 13? I don't know.
Yeah,
Things I would have never thought.
I taught my sisters to drive, or one of them when I had my Buick. We just go to the parking lot and let her drive around in circles.
She's 13. And you're what? 15 or 16?
Yeah, 17 or something like that.
Anything else you want to admit to your mother now?
Jeez. Yeah, we were little hooligans sometimes, but it was always very PG hooligans. We were PG hooligans, I think.
Like you weren't a crack dealer or anything?
No. But like in high school, we would go jump the fence at the apartment complex down the street and go swimming at the pool there. And I don't think we ever told you that.
Not my child.
You know, but it's like, whatever. What else did we do?
What about breaking stuff or just like getting into stuff?
There was a pepper shaker I kept buying from Pampered Chef that somehow Kyle was the one to break it.
Just kept breaking it?
But I didn't want to make him feel bad about it, but now I probably just did.
It was like the grinder, right?
Yeah.
The
they don't
handle
sell
grinder.
it anymore. It must
and
be.
I kept like, oh, give me the pepper. And I snapped it a few times.
But
I was a real hooligan.
The challenge, I wouldn't say
Thug life.
I wouldn't say trouble, but the challenge was he would have big ideas that I couldn't quite fulfill. So he'd say, Mom, I want to make a helicopter, and I'd go get some construction paper and glue and scissors. No, I want to make a real helicopter.
Yeah, one that flies.
So I always felt a little
So get out of here.
inadequate to
Yeah, I'm 4 or 5.
to meet those
make a
creative
helicopter.
needs. Yeah. That was challenging.
You got one, Mom? Or two?
The
or three?
worst thing I could think of was when you threw that piano bench at me when you were in high school. You got mad. I don't remember
Because
why.
you wouldn't let me go to a concert.
Oh,
It may have been the Weird Al concert. I can't remember if it was the Weird Al No, I think it was one of those local rock concerts.
and I don't know why I wouldn't let you go.
I think I did something bad. I think I got myself grounded.
Oh,
When you let me go to the concert, I did. These were the bad days of fighting.
yeah.
We fought a lot. We all fought. It was like a house of fighting for like 3 or 4 years there when we were all like in high school. We were in like the most volatile ages, junior high through high school. And I lobbed a piano bench at my mother and she dodged it. And then I think she fake called the police. I don't know if you actually did, but I thought you did. And you started throwing my stuff out on the lawn. Let me know that I was going to be kicked out. Then I started pleading. And So yeah, and here I am today.
After throwing a piano bench at your mother, and you survived.
I survived.
The
She
encounter.
survived.
You survived. I mean, jeez.
And she's smiling.
Yeah, we all laugh about it now.
Yeah.
Well,
Remember that night when you got so mad you threw a burrito against the wall?
oh yeah, I meant to throw it in the trash, but it hit the wall.
It hit the wall above the trash can.
It like slides
And
down
it
like the
stayed there.
cartoons.
No, it stayed there, and we were all so mad. We're yelling and screaming, and she slammed the burrito against the wall because she's tired of it. And it hits the wall, and it was like a perfect burrito against the wall, and behind it was like its guts splattered everywhere. And it was just stuck right there like a work of art. And it was so funny the way it hit the wall that we just all started laughing. And like it was like the fight was over because the burrito was so funny.
That was funny.
I'm trying to think. I don't think we have any violent stories or
You had a father there to stop you
vaulting, like throwing
things.
Like I remember getting mad at Ryan. Ryan punched me once, but I'm thinking with the parents, like we never
You never fought with your siblings?
we fought with our sibling, but we'd never punch each other.
Really?
But my mom was like, my parents were like adamant. Like if you started to hit, it was like, you're done, you know?
Yeah, I had this thing that home was a safe place. The world is hard out there, but at home we're going to be safe. And
Grew
they
up in a
pretty
safe
much,
space.
I can't believe like to have two boys that really didn't beat the daylights out of each other. One time I did say, if you want to hit each other, go ahead. And I put you in a room and I shut the door and you guys just started laughing.
We're like, she going to let us hit each other. We'll just start laughing.
Do it.
We just thought it was
But
funny.
as far as throwing things and all that,
Can't remember anything.
I remember saying there's a good way and a not good way to express your anger, but I never really went farther to express what the good way is. I remember telling you, you can't bite your brother, but you can say you feel like biting your brother. So I was on the landline phone once talking with someone. You picked up the phone, you're 2 or 3. Mom, I feel like biting my brother. So then I would have you bite a pillow, but I still don't know quite what to do with anger, but yeah, we didn't have the big...
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any big blowouts of throwing stuff, but I guess not.
I called you guys a name once. I said, shut your fat little faces, and you won't ever let me forget it.
My mom never cussed, never said bad words, nothing like that. And one time we're fighting or whatever, and she just goes, "You shut your fat little faces." And we're just like,
my low moment.
It was like dead silence. Like, Mom just called us a name. What did we do?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and to this day we still bring that up because it was the only outburst.
Oops. I had to get up and now I've lost you.
Oh,
We're going to, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. You want to take the rest of the subscriber portion? We'll do some embarrassing stories.
Yeah, let's do it.
And do we have anything else we're going to try to do for the...
We have some fun artwork.
Oh, yeah, we got some of Kyle. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Kyle has a joke book that he wrote as a child.
And we're going to read...
I want to read some of that.
How old was I when I wrote this joke book?
You dictated it to me, so you must have been like 3.
And she had my mom is a court reporter, and she had a typewriter, and she would type. Was this on the? This was on the typewriter or the court reporting machine?
This was typewriter.
This was a typewriter. Okay, yeah. So she typed this up.
The funniest joke book you ever heard of, written by Kyle Mann. So I'm excited to read these.
So we're gonna see some real jokes here.
All right.
So bonus subscribers, you get to see all Kyle's embarrassing old artwork and some embarrassing stories from Kyle and Ethan's past.
Yeah,
That's right.
a few theological thoughts from Kyle as a young man.
All right.
I'll evaluate them now. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, that was touching and moving.
Very moving.
Although a lot of the touching moving was in the subscriber portion.
Yeah,
So
the subscriber portion had some of the best stuff.
We read some of my my old
your joke book,
my joke book, and all my old stuff, and
my mom talked about putting pee in my ears.
It was pretty fantastic.
We had some special moments. No,
Some moments.
Tearing up, a little bit of tearing up.
Moments.
Yeah, moments. You got it.
All right, so we're gonna do some hate mail now.
Let's do some hate mail.
Really miss Adam Ford.
So we wrote an article, Trump refuses to let Jesus in his heart after learning he's from Nazareth. Because he's like, this was when he was talking about all those countries and he called them flower bed hole countries. And he's like, hey, can anything good come from Nazareth?
Yeah.
And so we got someone replying to our newsletter who was very upset about it.
Very upset.
So Mom, would you like to read
Whoa.
hate mail towards your kids.
What's the
Towards your
protocol
kid.
We'll bleep
for
any
the
bad
donkey
words.
word? Your dumb donkey article about Trump just confirms what a bunch of Babylon Baptist buttheads you really are. Hiding behind a computer like the limp-wristed, spineless jellyfish morons you certainly are.
Mom, do you have any words for the person that wrote this to your son?
Ouch.
I love the just the alliteration of it. It sounds like Daffy Duck. What a bunch of Babylon Baptist buttheads.
I've never heard my mom say buttheads before, so that was fun.
Yeah, that was funny. You could hear her hesitate before she said it.
I did say butt once when he was a kid, and when Brent got home from hockey, there was a note signed by all the children saying, "Dear Dad, Mom said butt."
Signed by everybody.
But we actually say it now, so it was okay.
I witnessed it.
Wow.
Well,
So, you were telling us before that you saw a comment on the Babylon Bee that said, whoever wrote this has issues with their mother or something.
Yeah.
yeah, they're trying to work out what they didn't get emotionally from their mother when they were young, and it was Kyle who wrote it. It's so hard on people who love you guys.
Mom, you're not supposed to read the comments.
I know,
That's like
the
number
dark
one rule.
place. It is.
Those are the
dark
people
place.
I really worry about, though, that they go as personal as possible onto a stranger on a comment on Twitter.
It's like, you got problems.
Yeah, like they have to go that deep. Like they were trying to cut as deep as they can into some strange person they never met. It's just,
It's very strange.
yeah. These people they need help. You need help. So we did it. We did our first filmed episode, right? Is this it?
Yeah.
Is that all the hate mail you got?
I was trying to picture what a limp-wristed, spineless jellyfish moron would look like, because they don't have wrists,
I could try to draw it.
but it's like, yeah, like something.
Limp-wristed, spineless
This needs to be the thumbnail for the
jellyfish.
Okay, but seeing this Jerusalem, was this something about Nazareth? Okay. It reminds me that right when your Babylon Bee book came out, I got to travel to Jerusalem and I took it into the Dead Sea and I held it. That was not
Babylon Bee
easy.
book?
It's a really muddy.
The Babylon Bee book has been read in the Dead Sea.
Wow.
Well, I floated.
She floated
and
while-
held it. And then I had a.
Because you floated in it, right? Because it's like salt.
Yeah. And then I had an idea for a Babylon Bee story that I texted to Kyle.
Ignored.
Yeah. It was something
Rejected.
like all these tours get stopped because everybody has to stop and read this amazing book. Or I don't know.
I see, yeah.
I can't remember.
It's hard to do the meta jokes about the Babylon Bee.
But
You
I was
break the
actually the
fourth
first
wall.
one to order the book.
My mom was very supportive.
Yeah.
She threw a party the day the book
Oh, it was
launched.
fun.
Wow.
It was fun.
Baked a bee cake.
I think my parents are so they've been through it enough times with me that they're just like, it's doing whatever this new thing is he's doing.
Yeah. it will get there.
Yeah.
I got to publish a few more books and then it'll be like, eh.
So is that all the hate mail?
We just had
try
to one. Yeah,
do one a week.
If we get one really good one like that.
Do you ever think of doing something with the comments?
Sometimes our hate mail will be comments. That counts as hate mail.
And we do love mail sometimes.
And sometimes, nice mail.
Yeah.
So can I just say that none of your things really offend me? Not even the thing about growing up in a Christian bubble. That went okay a little bit, but the literal bubble, that was funny. So there's enough funny in it that I don't get
it's supposed to
offended.
be lighter.
But the only time I get really upset is when you make fun of Chris Tomlin. I feel so defensive about him.
He can cry into his millions of dollars from the latest hymn that he
Wipe his tears.
rewrote.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have such a
Violated
soft
the-
spot for Chris Tomlin. And have you ever heard from him? Has he ever
No,
acknowledged
but when I was
anything?
working in El Cajon, he was down the street at the, what are the guitars that are made down there? Taylor, I think Taylor's made down there. And he was down the street at the factory touring, and he took like a selfie, and I was like, I should run over there. And I never did. But that's the closest I ever got to Chris Tomlin.
Maybe he was seeing you and trying to get you in the selfie.
But yeah, he has never shared the Babylon Bee article, so I think
We're a little hard on him.
we are kind of harsh. We haven't done the
But he's decided to be the guy that butchers hymns, so
here I stand. We can do no other.
he ruined
Okay.
Joey to the world.
I cracked a funny that Kyle did LOL with. I was at a Chris Tomlin concert.
Cracked the funny.
Well, I
a
texted
jokester.
Kyle. I texted Kyle before I put this on Facebook to make sure it was funny. So if Kyle thinks it's funny, I just feel so good. So I said, I'm at a Chris Tomlin concert. That's where I am. That's where I am. That's where I am. And so I texted him and I got the thumbs up and the LOL and he thought it was pretty good. So, so that went on Facebook. Got a lot of likes and loves.
I do what I can. I'm a humor consultant on the side.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, we have done it. We have talked to our mothers. We have covered the news, and you are now informed.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us.
And if this is your first time watching our YouTube show, there's a ton of old episodes that are audio you can hear. But this is the first time you can see us, and we're going to keep it going. If you want to see the full episode, you're going to find out how. So thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
The rest of this podcast is in our super exclusive premium subscriber lounge. If you're not a Babylon Bee subscriber, go to babylonbee.com/plans for full-length ad-free podcasts, access to our headline forum, 20% off the items in the Babylon Bee store, a gift, and more. Please drop us a review on iTunes and share the podcast with a friend. Feedback and love mail go to podcast@babylonbee.com. Follow Ethan at AxeCop and Kyle at _Kyle_man on Twitter. Kyle and Ethan would like to thank Seth Dillon for paying the bills, Adam Ford for creating their job, the other writers for tirelessly pitching headlines, the subscribers, and you, the listener. Until next time, this is Dave D'Andrea, the voice of the Babylon Bee, reminding you to go forth and punch Satan repeatedly in the ribs.